currently, there's very little that we really know. And so there are a lot of unanswered questions. And one of the, from a neurologist standpoint, what is fascinating is that there's a lot of anosmia in these patients. That means they lose their sense of smell. And most neurologists are interested, okay, is it possible that the virus can enter through the nose into the brain? Okay. And so that's an unanswered question. Now, we didn't find virus in the brain. Is it possible that maybe it entered there and then we didn't find it? It was gone already. Or maybe viral products are entering from the nose into the brain. So that is one unanswered question. The second thing is, I told you some of these patients died suddenly. We assumed that it was a cardiac arrhythmia. We don't know for sure. But there's another condition called Ondine's curse that neurologists know a lot about. And it's a central hypoventilation syndrome. People have been suspecting that maybe that is the case in a number of these patients. This hasn't been conclusively demonstrated. And it's not that, they've talked to a lot of pulmonologists, and it's not that easy to really conclusively do that kind of testing. But I think it's important for us to figure that out, because if the virus can enter from the brain, through the nose and into the brain, there is a direct route to the brainstem. And the respiratory centers in the brainstem are very close to the vagus nerve nucleus also. And the vagus nerve innervates the trachea as well as the GI tract, which are areas where the virus is present. So is it possible that if not the entire virus, even viral products could be just going through these nerve tracts and then affecting these respiratory centers, which may be causing all these respiratory problems in these patients? So that's another major unanswered question, right? And then the immune mediators, again, we need to understand. I told you that, there are these T-cell mediated immune manifestations. They are the cytokine mediated ones, and then there are the antibody mediated ones. So you can get antibody mediated encephalitis. Some of them are well characterized in the literature from other types of syndromes, like NMDA receptor encephalitis and LG1 antibody encephalitis. But then there are others unknown. The group in UCSF shows that they can find autoantibodies to the brain in these patients, but the antigen is not yet characterized. So these are all unanswered questions, but very important ones, because the treatment for each one of them is going to be very different. And so we can make a difference. And then the long haul patients, we have very little understanding of the pathophysiology. A lot of effort needs to be put over there to try and understand the underlying mechanisms there and modes of treatment. Is it possible that there's persistent virus in the brain? That's another, or in other places where you have bits and pieces of RNA hanging around and they don't form complete viral particle. They have some mutations there, but yet it can form some viral proteins or viral RNA that could be driving the systemic manifestations for an extended period of time.